If you're over 60, still deeply in love with your partner, still emotionally close, but your body doesn't respond the way it used to, especially at night, I need you to stay with me for the next few minutes. Because this is not a failure, it's not a lack of love, and it's not simply aging. Most men don't realize what's actually happening inside their nervous system after 60, and once you understand this, the guilt, the confusion, and the quiet distance finally make sense. My name is Dr. Mia Carter. I'm a urologist and men's health specialist, and for over 20 years, I've been sitting across from men just like you. Men who are healthy, active, emotionally present, but who are quietly struggling with something they don't know how to talk about. I don't see this work as diagnosing problems. I see it as listening to what your body is trying to tell you and translating that into language that makes sense. Because what I've learned is that most men aren't looking for quick fixes or miracle cures. They're looking for understanding. They want to know why something that once felt natural now feels uncertain. And they want to know if what they're experiencing is normal. So let me say this clearly. What you're going through is common, it's real, and it's rarely explained in a way that honors both your dignity and your experience. That's what we're going to do today. Let me tell you about Richard. He's 72, married for 47 years, still holds his wife's hand in the waiting room. When he first came to see me, he didn't have a medical complaint. He had a confession. He said, "Doctor, I still love my wife. I still want to be close to her. But when it comes time to be together, I freeze up. My mind says yes, but my body says no. And I don't understand why. I feel like I'm letting her down every time." Richard wasn't avoiding intimacy because he didn't care. He was avoiding it because he cared too much. The fear of disappointing someone he loved had become heavier than the desire itself. And the silence around it, the not knowing if this was normal, if it was fixable, if it meant something was deeply wrong, that silence was suffocating. Then there's David, 68, retired teacher, still takes his wife dancing on Saturday nights. He told me something I've heard dozens of times since. I feel close to her all day. We talk, we laugh, we're affectionate. But at night, when she reaches for me, I feel this wave of pressure, and my body just shuts down. It's like there's a wall I can't get past, even though I want to. David thought he was broken. He thought maybe the love had faded without him noticing. But when I explained what was actually happening in his body, he looked at me with this mix of relief and frustration and said, "Why didn't anyone tell me this before?" That's the question I want to answer today. Here's what most men don't realize. After 60, your body shifts from spontaneous desire to responsive desire. And that shift is not about loss. It's about transition. When you were younger, arousal often came out of nowhere. A thought, a touch, a glance, and your body responded immediately. That's spontaneous desire. It's driven by a younger nervous system that's quicker to react, less burdened by stress, and supported by different hormonal rhythms. But after 60, your nervous system doesn't work that way anymore. It's not slower because it's broken. It's slower because it's doing more. It's managing decades of life experience, chronic low-level stress, physical fatigue, medications, sleep disruptions, and the mental load of simply being a man in your 60s or 70s. Responsive desire means your body needs more time, more safety, more relaxation to feel ready. It's like the difference between a light switch and a dimmer. The light still turns on, but it needs a gentler, steadier hand. And this is where most men get it wrong. They think something has been taken away from them. But in reality, their body is asking for a different kind of permission. And here's the part that explains so much of what you're feeling. Nighttime is when your nervous system is most exhausted. You've spent the entire day managing responsibilities, conversations, decisions, maybe physical discomfort. By the time you're in bed, your body is in recovery mode. It's not primed for arousal, it's primed for rest. So when intimacy happens at night, especially if it feels expected or pressured, your body resists. Not because you don't love your partner, but because your nervous system is saying, "I need safety and stillness right now, not performance." That hesitation you feel, that's not failure. That's your body asking for something different than it used to need. And when you don't understand that, when you interpret it as inadequacy or lost attraction, the shame starts to build. You start avoiding closeness altogether, not because you don't want it, but because you're trying to protect yourself and your partner from disappointment. If you've ever avoided intimacy just to avoid disappointing someone you love and then blamed yourself for it, stay with me, because the most important part is coming next. I need you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. Your body is not failing you. It's adapting. And the fact that you still feel emotionally close to your partner, that you still want connection, that you still care deeply about their experience, that means everything is still intact where it matters most. The problem isn't your body. The problem is the expectation that your body should work the same way it did 30 years ago. And that expectation is everywhere, in the culture, in the bedroom, in your own mind. But intimacy after 60 doesn't have to look like intimacy at 35. And it doesn't have to happen at night, in silence, with unspoken pressure hanging in the air. What I tell the men I work with is this: performance is not the goal. Connection is the goal. And connection doesn't require your body to perform on command. It requires your presence, your honesty, and your willingness to be close in whatever way feels authentic in that moment. When Richard finally talked to his wife about what he was experiencing, she told him something that changed everything. She said, "I don't need you to be who you were 40 years ago. I just need you to be here with me now." That conversation, that honesty, brought them closer than any physical act could have. So what does this mean for you practically? It means giving yourself permission to stop treating intimacy like a test you have to pass. It means recognizing that your body needs different conditions now: more rest, less pressure, more emotional safety, maybe a different time of day when you're not already depleted. It means talking to your partner even if it feels uncomfortable. Not in the middle of a moment of hesitation, but in a calm, private conversation where you can say, "I'm still attracted to you. I still want to be close. But I'm realizing my body works differently now, and I want us to figure this out together." Most partners, especially long-term partners, are more understanding than you think. They've noticed the distance, they've felt the shift, and they're often waiting for you to open the door to that conversation. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You just need to stop carrying this alone. And if there are medical factors at play, circulation issues, medication side effects, chronic conditions, those are worth exploring with a doctor who listens. But even then, the foundation is the same: understanding what your body is telling you and responding with compassion instead of shame. And many men are surprised to find that once the pressure disappears, their body often begins responding again, naturally, quietly, without force. If this conversation felt like it was meant for you, I want to ask you to do something. Take a moment to like this video and subscribe to True Wellness Network. We talk about the things men are rarely given time to ask, especially after 60. The conversations that matter, the ones that happen quietly, in private, when you're wondering if you're the only one. You're not the only one. And if you're comfortable, leave a comment and tell me where you're watching from. It doesn't have to be long, just a city, a country, a single word. Because sometimes it helps to know that other men in other places are sitting with the same questions, the same uncertainty, the same hope that things can still feel good, even if they feel different. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are transitioning. And there is still so much closeness, so much intimacy, so much love available to you, if you're willing to let go of the old script and write a new one. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.